Hey, Jacob here, live in Waco, Texas, and we are here celebrating Christmas in July. We are with the cast and crew with He Rules the World. He Rules the World is a rock-style Broadway story of the Nativity and just a story in the birth of Christ. And so we're here with some media, having these interviews one-on-one with the cast and the crew, learning about He Rules the World. If you are interested in coming to Waco in December, the dates are December 11th through the 14th. You can go to herulestheworld.com to get your tickets. And please support this amazing event that Waco is hosting here at the Hippodrome Theater here in Waco. And so herulestheworld.com is where you can get your tickets. And Merry Christmas. So we're going to get into these interviews. I got to sit down with Peter and Jen, the heart behind He Rules the World. We talk about the purpose and the plan for He Rules the World and their desire for what people get out of this. We also talk with David, and he is just a fascinating man. He's got a history in Broadway. He was Phantom in Phantom of the Opera and so many other roles. We talk with him, and then Celia and Alex, we get to talk with them. They're performers as well, and so check out these interviews. Well, Alex and Celia, thank you all so much for taking this moment to chat with me.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
And so let's get right to it. What attracted you guys to this project, He Rules the World?
You know, I first found out about this project through Peter. We went to college together.
Sure.
And we've kept in touch artistically over the years at what we're doing back and forth. And I remember distinctly when Peter sort of in conversation said, you know, I'm working on something new. I think it's really special. And then about a year later, he says, I'd love to send this to you. Can you give me your honest opinion? And the first moment I looked at it, I just got it. It was one of those things where everything fell into place. Sure. We've got these beautiful shared themes that everybody knows. We've got this wonderfully new harmonized music. We're bringing together what I think the future of performing arts is, this multimedia art space. He sort of explained to me the concept. And once I took one listen to it, I was like, sign me up. I want to be a part of this. This is what it's all about.
Yeah. What do y'all think how this show in particular sets apart from the other stuff y'all have been involved with?
Just in general, other projects?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think this one's really cool in that it's a different, new, fresh way to tell the Nativity story that most people, I think, have not seen or heard before. And it is very family friendly, as you mentioned. There's something in it for the kids. You know, the animations are really intriguing and the music is very cool, and, you know, something for the music nerd out there.
Absolutely.
I think there's something in it for everyone where it doesn't have to be, you know, for a specific audience, which I think a lot of projects end up being for a specific type of person. But even this story it's not just for the Christian fan base. It's for everyone, because it's just a great story. And the way it's being told through music, as he mentioned, through the way Peter put it together is just really exciting.
Yeah. Tell me about your all's characters that you play.
Would you like to start?
Sure.
Yours is pretty easy.
So yeah, I cover the alto vocal line as well as the Mary role. So I mean, if you know the Nativity story, you know Mary is sort of a pivotal point. She births the Son of God, and that's a really awesome thing to try, and I say try to encompass, because it's a huge thing. But it's really cool to get to be a part of that storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And for
Absolutely. I get to have a lot of fun. I get to play a range of characters. I start out early on as the angel Gabriel, and then at one point I get to be Herod. So I get to kind of really wrestle with the duality of good and evil all in one show. So that got me very excited to be a part of a project.
Yeah.
I love a good range.
Sure. Yeah. Well, let's talk about your all's things that you've done in the past. Tell us, Alex, about your part in the Redneck Tenors.
The Redneck Tenors was a really fun comedy musical that I had the great fortune of being involved with for a number of years. It was such a great opportunity. I was just about a year out of college when I got involved with them. It was a national tour, And we had a lot of great exposure on national television, and we got to go around to all these glorious theaters. In fact, we played the Hippodrome a number of years ago, so it's really fun to come back into this space now that it's been revitalized.
Sure.
And yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was a good run, as they say.
Yeah. And you, Celia, you were, I guess, are you still with MSC or Princess Cruises?
No,
or?
I'm not cruising anymore.
Okay.
But I was doing that for a while after college, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, just getting to do what I love while traveling.
Mm-hmm.
There's really...
How much ice cream did you eat?
You know, not as much as I should have. But the pizza got me, I gotta say.
The pizza and the midnight buffets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on. Last question. What are some of the musical influences that you guys grew up with?
What a great question. You go first.
You know, I feel very blessed that I grew up in a church where music was very important, a very large, robust music department. So I grew up singing some of these wonderful sacred themes at an early age. But I was always really interested in contemporary pop music as well. So this project makes it doubly fun because it really merges those two things together. And it's kind of what I've spent my career doing, sort of dancing back and forth between sacred and non-sacred spaces and finding that through line where we're all here to tell a story. We're all here to create something that can bring everybody together. Yeah. And that's what it's all about for me. So
sure.
What a great answer. Similar to Alex, I also grew up in the church, was in church choir in 4th grade, but also growing up in Texas, I listened to a lot of country music. Actually, funnily enough, my dad and I shared an iTunes account when I had my first iPod, so I listened to a lot of his music growing up, and I feel like that put me in a cool position to appreciate a lot of different styles, and getting to do sort of a pop rock version of the Nativity story also kind of brings me back to the 80s, 70s rock vibe that I have enjoyed so much.
Yeah. Well, Alex, Celia, thank you all so much for chatting with me.
Thank you.
He Rules the World, December 11th through the 14th, right?
That's correct.
Absolutely.
And so if you want to see them, get your tickets at herulestheworld.com.